What's up? This is the Wolf Pack. So, did you hear the good news? One Nation won the Far by-election. It'll be an interesting time to see how this all goes from here. But will One Nation go far enough to solve the issues here in Australia? Let's look at the issues and see where to go from here. So, starting with the big old elephant at the yard. Immigration numbers. They are running on reducing the numbers. And I do believe them. Pauline Hanson has been talking about it forever. So reducing the intake is definitely on the cards. But by how much? Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And honestly, if they even go and throw a number out there, that's fine. Sounds good for the campaign trail. But Labor have numbers in the budgets of what they expected, and they always overshoot those numbers by a large amount. Now Labor, they want those people coming in. They need voters, so I don't expect them to really scrutinize the numbers. But One Nation wants less people, so they'll definitely tighten that tap. However, if they get careless, those numbers can flow in hard without them meaning to. It's already happening now, and if they don't wrap their hands on the government workers involved. That's a part of the next topic, so I'll expand on that in a moment. They would need to go hard. They can just say, oh, we'll reduce the numbers, tell the department to handle it and hope it goes well. They need to implement many coordinated policies that come together to create a proper border. Absolute hard number. Tight controls on this process. Ensuring new arrivals meet a strong list of requirements, like English language requirements, Australian history, and values tests, making sure new arrivals can't access welfare of any kind, actually vetting the work these people do when they do come here, cut the benefits for companies to hire these people, provide benefits to hire locals, and make sure overseas hires are last resort. There are definitely more, but you get the idea. All angles covered. Cut benefits for employers, for the people coming in, and the people who won't add value will stop themselves coming, and maybe some who are here will leave on their own. Any who commit crimes, get them out of here right away. No dragging out in courts for years, get them out as soon as you have them in custody. The next problem is the bureaucrats and government workers. So many problems here. Too many of them, so fire a bunch as quick as possible. We don't need that many people to push papers and stamps. Proper audit of what roles are actually needed versus just hiring people to sharpen the pencils. But the big problem for One Nation is obviously these people would put up a fight. The deep state isn't a conspiracy theory. As far as who is making things happen in the government, we keep seeing various governments saying they'll do this and that policy to improve things, but what always happens? Nothing good for the common person. But somehow we always end up taxed more, with more rules and regulations put on us, freedoms taken away, and government with more people and power in their pocket while they loot yours. See the budget for more on that. Also, remember 2020. You know the health department people still dream and rub their grubby hands together. Stay 6 feet away from each other. Oh, we made it up, but you idiots listened. Yeah, I'd have a big head as well. This is what they'd be up against, so they have to hit the ground running if they get into power. Be like 2016 Trump, drain the swamp, not 2024 Trump who is the swamp now. Fire as many as possible. Cut as many of these powers from these people, and these laws that have been passed for every so-called emergency need to go. Fire sale. Burn it all and burn it fast, otherwise your term will be years of pushing boulders uphill until you get voted out for doing nothing. The candidates you pick will all be looked at with a fine-tooth comb, so you have to get your vetting right. Hire a quality background check person, don't scrimp on this step, as the media, which is your enemy, accept that fact, will go through these candidates' entire life and internet history to jump onto literally any nickel of a rock that looks like something bad to try and discredit them. But also, to the other extreme, because you know they will do this, Sun Tzu, know your enemy. Don't let them get to you by calling you racist, fascist, or whatever other overused garbage words they use, or try to cancel someone who liked a tweet. Let all that stuff slide off your back. They have used those words to death, so they don't mean anything anymore. Think the minigun scene from Superman Returns. All of the attack ads during the Far by-election came from all sides. Even from the coalition, so you'll have to work with them, but make sure that you know, like the Australian people, that even though you have to work with them, you shouldn't trust them. They are just as big weasels as Labour, so treat them as such. They are looking for ways to take you down, as they know you will take their seats, while they steal your policies, even though they'll probably water down the versions, before they don't enact them. So make sure if you do have to enter a coalition with them, don't pass watered down versions of your policies. We aren't voting for a quick trim. We want a full haircut here. Actual action taken to reverse years of bad policies to get Australia on the right track, because this years of crappy policies deliberately designed to ruin this great country, if it continues, will bury Australia fast. It's not over yet, and with good quick action, it can be reversed. But eventually, it'll be too far gone if we keep these weasels in power. The people of Australia, actual Australians, the real Australians, deserve better. One Nation can be that. But they need to be smart about it. Also, as One Nation makes more gains, you'll have more people from other parties try and jump ship. Make sure they get on board with your policies, not let them water down your policies to weak source versions. Just keep that in mind. Also, One Nation can only do so much. The Australian people need to do more. Wise up. Understand the other parties are all part of the same system, looking out for their own interests, which is to steal as much of your money for themselves and their friends. They all combine to attack One Nation, so that's something. It's worth looking that way if nothing else. But we still need to get our voices out there. Let people know about how you feel about all the bad government policies between now and the next election. And One Nation, also know that if you don't deliver, we'll end up coming up with a party that will do what needs to be done. Don't underestimate the people. Alright wolves, this is the time to sound off. Any other issues we need to know about that we didn't cover here? Because history knows what happens if the government keeps messing with the people. The wolves come out to play. Remember to do the good old YouTube thing. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Appreciate you all. Until next time. Stay sharp. Stay hungry. Welcome to the pack.